Everybody, so today we are going to do an India ink wash over oil pastels, but we're going to draw everything out in chalk first. I'm going to be doing trees, but there's so many different ways or projects that you can do with this technique. I probably should talk about this. I usually use multicultural paper that I purchase in bulk, but I discovered this year that that can be a problem because there are different weights to them. This is a good thickness, this dark brown paper. If your paper is too thin, just don't do it. It is hard to rinse off the ink in the sink, even for an adult, let alone an elementary age child or somebody that's new to doing this, an adult. So what you want to do is find some thicker weight paper, thicker than copy paper, for sure. So I don't know, I'd say between, at the very basic, bare minimum, at least a 40-pound weight paper. So I'm just gonna take one of these Crayola papers and I am going to get a white piece of chalk. Here's the great thing about this chalk. If you make a mistake, and mistakes are always okay in art, it will totally not matter if you make a mistake. It's all good, I promise. We're gonna be able to cover up those mistakes with oil pastels. So I'm going to start drawing the tree, and hopefully I'm going to remember to put a tree up of a picture in my backyard I took just the other day for this lesson. We are going to use the tree that basically you draw a bunch of the letter Y, the letter Y's everywhere, and then we're going to make those lines thicker. So I'm going to do this vertically. It's totally fine horizontally. If you're one of my kids, I'm going to need you to write your name on the back with an oil pastel, because we're going to be putting these papers in water later, so you definitely don't want to use chalk. It's just going to wash right off. So here we go. Ready to start? Chalk pastel, and away we go. We're going to also be coloring the ground, just a little bit of it. It'll have a horizon line, but you don't even have to worry about overlapping in this lesson today. So I'm going to start with an odd shaped letter Y. It does not need to be a perfect letter Y at all. Trees are not perfect, just like we're not. So I'm going to go, what I need you to remember for this lesson, not all tree lessons, because you know I love some trees, and we're going to do this every year. You are going to draw kind of a wonky letter Y, but I need you to go all the way off the edge on all of your branches, either the tops or the sides. So I'm going to draw another. Now I've got this wonky looking letter Y. It's still the letter Y, right? All right. Now, before I make this trunk thicker, because we all know the trunk is the oldest part of the tree, so it's going to be the thickest part, plus it has to hold up all these hundreds of branches. But don't worry, in this lesson you don't have to draw 100 branches. All right, so I'm going to go and I'm going to turn this. Check that out. That's another letter Y. And now I'm going to do it over here. Notice I'm going off the sides of the paper. You need to go to the edges on this project in particular. I'm going to draw another full capital letter Y. It doesn't have to be capital though. Right there. I'm going to come over here and do it on the side. Check this out. A sideways Y. Notice my lines are a little bit crooked. And now, oh man, I totally messed up. Remember, it's okay if you make a mistake. You're going to be able to cover over this later. All my worrisome kids and grown adults that are looking at this, you don't need to erase it. Don't worry about it. Let it go. Let it go. All right, so I'm going to come through, draw another letter Y. Now, let's see. I'm looking to see if I need to add anything else. I'm not going to do that for right now. I'm going to come down just a little bit further, not all the way to the bottom. All right, now I'm going to make the trunk of my tree thick. As branches go farther and farther, or get farther and farther apart this way or towards the top of your paper, in nature too, branches get thinner. So I'm going to just start coloring back and forth. All right, I've made this pretty thick now. Okay, right now this doesn't look right. For my people that don't know, chalk, if you blow in it right now, causes allergies for a lot of people. So what I want you to do, if you're in my art classroom, is take this and shake it on the floor. Boom, gone. Okay, I'm now going to, this does not look natural. These, when it's closer to the trunk, the branches are thicker. So this is the older part, and as they get further away from the trunk, they're gonna get thinner. So I'm gonna come up, and I've gotten thinner, letting it go off the page. This branch right here is gonna be thick, thick, and then I go into thin. All right, cool. Now I need to do that with the rest of my branches. So I need to make this right here. It is older here and it's younger here. The further away, the thinner they are. Okay, so I'm gonna go thick to thin. Notice I'm just coloring back and forth, making it thick to thin. Thick to thin. Thick, thick, thin, thick to thin. Ooh, I'm even gonna make this wonky little branch part right there. Oh man, that looks really thick, like almost too thick for this trunk to hold that branch up. So all I'm gonna do is make my trunk just a little bit thicker. Yeah, that works. Thick to thin. Not worried about my mistake. Boop. Now, if you would like to add a few more branches, go for it. Time to add the horizon line. That's where the sky touches the earth. So I'm going to add this behind this tree. I said there wasn't overlapping. If you want to, you can draw right through there. All right, so I'm going to do that. I need to make it thick as well. Thick. It's important to make your chalk lines thick because we're going to be using oil pastels to color in between here. If you make them thin, like this branch right here, whoo, you're going to have some problems. All right, if you want to, you don't have to, you can add some roots down here. Totally your choice, you don't have to. You can also add a sun rising or the sun setting. You can add a sun behind your tree over here. It's totally up to you. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. You do not need to worry about overlapping, but you do need to worry about making your chalk lines nice and thick. Ooh, look at all that chalk dust. I'm going to shake this off on the floor. All right, so ready to start with oil pastel. Kids, you can make a theme of this. I could be in the winter months and have all these blues and grays and all that kind of stuff. In the deep south, it has been raining for 2 straight weeks here, basically. And our grass is yellow. So you could do it that way. You could do an autumn theme, a spring theme. Just remember that this is the horizon line. So from here up is going to be your sky. From here down is the ground. You can fast forward right on through this coloring. I'm probably gonna do it on the video, just to be totally honest. So I'm ready to start. I think I'm gonna do a winter theme, so check this out. I know it's strange, but I'm running kind of low on this. I'm gonna do it anyway. Just gonna hope it works. Oh wait, here we go. I have another one. I'm gonna use white oil pastel. When you're ready to start using your oil pastel, do not color on top of your chalk lines. If you accidentally do, that's fine. But try very hard to color this like it's a coloring book. When you are coloring with your oil pastels, you need to press down hard. You need to see little chunks, little bitty pieces of the oil pastel coming off of the oil pastel. All the way off the edges. You are going to get some of your oil pastel on your table. You can clean that up later. You know you're gonna have to anyway. So here we go. If you leave anything open, like this little space right here, it's gonna turn jet black. So I'm gonna make sure to get all of my spots. Okay. Now, this looks fine just like it is. If I wanted to, I could leave it that way. But we're doing an India ink wash. So the next step is to add the India ink.